Hello everybody and welcome back to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12. This time we're taking a look at Round 2, Nagaz with Attitudes versus Baby Shlark. In the last round, Baby Shlark trolled us. Let's hope that doesn't happen again.
Dire team ban.
Another instant ban on Lifestealer. I do not want to see Lifestealer and Respect the Pouch.
Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Largely the same bans, actually, as the first round.
Yep.
Dire team pick.
Means we won't see an ogre again.
Insta pick that Viper again.
Alright. Run it back.
Yep. Not a bad idea, given the effectiveness of the last round.
10 seconds remaining.
But there is something different this time, actually,
5
that might
seconds
mess with the strategy a little bit.
Oh yeah?
Dire team pick.
That wasn't US Danny playing mid last round, was it?
Was it? I don't know.
I think they had a stand in there.
Danny just came back.
Yeah. Just got back from Vietnam.
Alright.
10 seconds.
Yeah, so it's a stand-in on the Kunkka, it seems.
5 seconds.
But he's around for game 2. Okay. Odd.
Hey, it'll happen.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, what'd you say that to, Randy? I didn't say anything.
Sure, you muted yourself for that. Sorry. He said something that I agreed with.
Yeah. Spirit Breaker up for Baby Shlark, which is traditionally a Nagaz with Attitudes hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep.
Signature of Gotham. Be interesting to see how they respond to
5
seeing
seconds
it for once.
Yeah, their own little tricks.
Radiant team ban.
Juggernaut.
I am the Juggernaut. I was picked in the first round.
Alright.
It's very rare. Jug's not an easy guy to counter. He can be countered. It's a bit of a risky run there. Still, if you're worried about him getting knocked out of the pool, not a bad idea. Against both of these guys, you know, he's pretty good.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
Spearbreaker can't do much to him, and he can just ignore
5
tanking
seconds
entirely,
remaining.
basically.
Yep.
Naga's putting the puck down. Not seeing that today. Not a bad idea.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
No Shadow Fiend either.
Alright.
I don't know if I necessarily agree so much with that ban. I feel like Shadow Fiend is not the guy you want to send mid against Viper.
Right. Maybe
Just
it's a
gets
respect
melted.
ban.
Could be.
10 seconds remaining.
I just don't know. I just don't know if I'm down with the idea of the
5
respect
seconds
ban
remaining.
with a hero that you've already countered out.
Oh, US Danny, big Shadow Fiend picker himself.
Right. Makes you wonder exactly how much is going to change.
Right.
Just to be frank,
Radiant
the guy who was
team
playing mid
ban.
for him last round did not do a great job.
Dire team ban.
I mean, he had a bad matchup, but yeah.
It's true. Even within the bad matchup, you know,
Dire team
there's a bad matchup, and then there's, you know, a bad matchup that you make worse for yourself, and he did kind of make it worse for himself. Getting rid of the Dazzle there, and Huskar as well. Two kind of canonically, you know, tangibly related heroes there. Also getting rid of the
10
OD from
seconds
Nagaz. They're
remaining.
not running that one back.
Right.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
It's hard to argue with. I don't think OD really got anything done the last round that Shadow Demon couldn't, either to the same degree or a little better. Crystal Maiden coming up for Baby Shlark. I think this is a series
10
debut for
seconds
CM. I don't
remaining.
think we've seen her so far. Maybe like once.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Think so, yeah.
Well, he's a very convenient hero to have in your lane phase. There's one common thread that like 70% of the heroes in the game have. It's constant mana problems in lane. You can have CM, or you could
Yep.
buy like 500 gold worth of clarities. Which one would you rather do?
Right.
I guess taking the time a little bit here. Bringing out a Jakiro of their own. That's gonna handily deal with the Crystal Maiden, although Jakiro is going to be suffering against Spirit Breaker and Sand King to some degree. Depends on if he's the one being targeted and if he sees it coming. I mean, a Spirit Breaker charges into Jakiro under vision, he's
10
useless,
seconds
but...
remaining.
The old Patronage Jakiro. Classic.
5 seconds remaining.
Very deliberate pick phase here.
Yeah, really thinking this one out.
Dire team pick.
Getting the
another
Underlord
Underlord.
here.
Seeing him a lot in week
Right.
2. Seen him do a lot in week 2.
Yep. It's been a very common thread. Also confirms
10 seconds
one
remaining.
Juggernaut. Not too surprising.
Yep.
5 seconds remaining.
Can tell you one thing, there's nothing sadder than bowling over all 5 guys as Spearbreaker just for them to disappear 1 second later. And that's what Underlord can
Yep.
bring to the table for you. They got a lot of like mines set up for Spearbreaker. There's a lot of things like, you know, you can't charge through the ice path, you can't charge through the Pit Lord pit.
Yep. And you know, Viper usually buys Atos.
Right.
Although, he didn't last game, so
Also true, yeah. Yeah, Atos, actually, Atos and Hurricane Pike on Viper are kind of like the BKB on your pause
Radiant
one. You know, you
team
don't
back.
necessarily want to buy, you buy because you kind of need it. Got Weaver here. This might
alright.
that just hit me. I think Spirit Breaker is also going to be pause one here. I think this is
No, it's 3.
what's Sand King doing?
10 seconds remaining.
4, I assume.
Then what's Weaver doing?
Or Spirit Breaker's 4,
5
and then
seconds remaining.
Sand King's 3. And Weaver's just a 1.
Dire team
They're
back.
actually going to run Core Weaver, huh? Color me surprised. No snipers. They saw what US Danny did on Sniper in the first set of games. They do not want to see
Yeah,
that
that's
again.
true.
Radiant team back.
No Windrunner either. Very interesting, the ban on the Windrunner here. It's certainly not a hero that I would have called for the last pick here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Perhaps they're anticipating 3 Viper and 4 Underlord or something?
Dire team back.
Potentially.
That would be a really nasty lane, actually.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Having
remaining.
the Firestorm and the Jakiro spit, Nether Toxin at the same place at the same time is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
Still don't necessarily know that's what they're going to be running this game. Knock the Zeus out
Alright.
as well.
Let's see what we got.
Hey, Shlark definitely assuming 2 here.
10 seconds remaining.
See if they're right.
I doubt it.
5
I
seconds.
think they're running
remaining.
back Viper.
Dire team pick.
Alright,
Enigma.
Enigma.
Yeah, that's very clearly not a mid.
It's definitely our first Enigma game of the tournament, I believe.
Yep.
That'll be
So-
exciting.
It's a lot of pain to put in that black hole, man. That's a lot of pain.
10 seconds.
And
Yeah.
you can't really pick a classic Enigma
5
counter like a
seconds
Rubik or
remaining.
something, because it won't work. You
Right.
need something with late game for your last pick, or at least a little late game.
The only issue here is Spirit Breaker is going to really mess with them. They got to point guard Enigma really hard. They cannot let Spirit Breaker survive, or else every black hole is just going to get ruined.
Because you can ult through BKB even.
But if
Drow
here comes
race.
Drow,
You may now
it's another
select your
it's a
team.
pretty decent way to deal with Enigma as well. If they can point guard Spirit Breaker, or better yet, get him in the black hole, they can kill him. Simple as that.
Yep.
will
Alright,
say-
here we go.
US Danny's probably going to do a lot better on Drow here than the Kunk in the last game, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Drow against Viper. Well, there's an asterisk on what I'm about to say. Drow against Viper really sucks for Viper. Asterisk, if Drow levels silence. If Drow is able to just gust you at any convenient time for her, you really can't do a lot. Sucks.
I think it's more of an even matchup. It's like a draw for me. It's
Certainly,
like Drow can't really handle corrosive that well.
Well, you can handle corrosive pretty well as just about anybody if you keep a good stock of regen at hand. Also very easily, very good setup to actually get a kill on him. Between Spirit Breaker, Crystal Maiden, Sand King, really the only person who can't effectively come in and just get a casual kill on Viper early on would be Weaver. And even he can still do a lot.
It's definitely a better setup than they had against Viper last game. I'll give him that.
That's true. Can tell you this. They get a 5-man black hole, that's 5 kills. It's easy.
Of course, easier said than done.
Right. But man, if they do.
Prepare for battle.
Just gonna look around here real quick, just to make sure we don't have any funny business going on here. That's Drow too, yeah. Speaking in the same color as her name there, see?
Yep. Everyone's spreading good
Good luck.
vibes.
Stings.
It's all good luck here. Everybody use all your voice feel lines. Oh, not much this time, actually.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Thirty seconds to battle.
It's like nothing much is gonna be happening here.
Right.
We got the offensive ward down this time in the off lane. NFS Destiny looking for beta bits here. Not really finding anything though.
Now let's pass each other.
The battle begins.
think it's gonna be a 4 Spirit Breaker actually, as well.
Yep.
So I guess just 2 for 2 on the runes. Oh my god, it's the weird little faceless void dinosaur.
Yeah, it is.
Don't you dare.
Bring a Calling Blade up here.
It's like Gotham might be trying to run a more conventional pause 4 style Enigma.
Yep.
It's always very awkward, you know, the question of what do you do with Enigma? Do you lane him? Do you jungle him? Do you pause 4? Do you pause 5?
He's one of the only heroes in the game right now that can actually still jungle and have it be as efficient as lane farming.
Right.
Most other heroes, like even those you typically have associated with the jungle, will not be able to.
Right. Well, they can. It just won't be ideal.
Yeah.
It's more, you know, the idea is more you dive into jungle if you are getting smashed up in lane, or if you just are getting. Oh,
Speaking of being
Enigma
smashed up in lane,
might be dead here. I believe this is it. Yep, first blood for Respect the Pouch. Never what you want to see.
Pouch clear enough.
There are not many fates in this world worse than giving first blood to the enemy pause 1.
Yep.
At least it was the 4 rather than the 3.
Yep.
I don't know if I ever actually did the roll call for baby Shlark, so I'll do it now. Pause 1, Respect the Pouch, Weaver. Pause 4, Beta Bits, this game, Spirit Breaker. Pause 3, Boofus on the Sand King, once again. Pause 5, Bonus on the Crystal Maiden, and Pause 2, US Danny on the Drow Ranger.
Not available last game, but is now.
I think. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that's the case.
Pretty sure he wasn't. Or he just changed his name for one game for no reason.
Coulda. Getting a little messed up here. But Viper getting just as messed up in response.
Now they're both in the danger zone.
Yep. Nobody's really ready to do anything about it though, so they're gonna be fine for now.
Tonight.
Weaver just casually picking up the Enigmites, as it were.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It is a very interesting matchup, the Weaver versus the Pit Lord here, because on the one hand, you know, the Weaver does not really have the ability to tank through basically anything Pit Lord does. His abilities do a shocking amount of damage. It's more than you would kind of mentally expect, I think.
Yep.
Compared to other skills in the game like that, right? But, Peaches, Manifest Destiny, just having a little bit of a skirmish down here with Spirit Breaker.
Bit of a poke, yeah.
As I was saying, oh, this might be it for old Spirit Breaker, actually. Yep, he goes down to Manifest Destiny. It's 1-1, both kills on pause 1s. A bonus actually quite messed up as well.
Radiant's middle tower is
A
under
little
attack.
surprised Gotham didn't go a little more in on that. Knocks out the region there. But yeah, while Weaver can't stand up to what Pit Lord does for very long, he also doesn't have to, uniquely.
Yeah.
pull nothing there.
Yep, Enigma just trying to mess with it. It was an attempted stack.
Successfully. Right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
If you want a good example of how, of the weird way that the Weaver and Underlord interact, you have both of them actually at the top of the charts here, competing with the mids.
Wait,
I've got to pause. All right, now we can go.
alright.
Major's not missing. I got pretty screwed up by something, presumably just everybody dropping all their stuff on him. Oh no, this courier! Oh, it's gonna be okay.
It's sad.
It's like a mimic courier. It's like a mimic actually doing what a treasure chest is supposed to do.
Yeah,
Mimic
yeah.
irony.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Juggernaut just guide Spearbringer to taking some free tower shots.
Yeah, sad.
A little surprised Danny didn't just try to go straight for a kill there.
It happens.
I am the Juggernaut. I am in a lot of trouble. I do not know why
Oh,
I did not
yeah.
spin.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not the time precisely for the old stag and pull shenanigans, I will say. So the thing you always have to be conscious about as a 5 in a lane like this, you know. Pause 1 against this sort of off lane can get jumped and killed at any moment. You gotta be watching real hard for that. You gotta pick your call your shots real well. But you might just get one back.
Nah, I don't think so.
Certainly not if Jakiro is just staying as far away from this matter as possible.
Doesn't have mana.
Right. Can at least auto attack though. You can always at least die click.
It's not that it would necessarily do anything getting hit with like a 30 damage auto attack.
It's something at least. So it's a 66 damage. It's actually pretty much the same amount of damage that Jug's doing with his autos at this point. Just no crits, but he only has level 1 crits anyway, so you know. Nothing happening here. Though Gotham doesn't quite seem to think so, or maybe he's just rotating into the jungle here.
Sure to.
He is here to die.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Alright.
A max sandstorm, huh? I think he's maxing sandstorm. Wouldn't do that much damage if he wasn't. Yeah.
Juggernaut just getting a casual Omni Slash here. Doesn't really get anything done with it, though. Fearbreaker does not charge off. Didn't have enough mana. Should hit that wand. Or that stick, anyway.
Gotta kill with it. That's what you want with your first Omni.
Yep. So far, I'll say lane phase is probably generally gone in Dire's favor, Baby Shlark's favor.
Yep.
Doing, you know, better on the net worth generally. I mean, Pet Lord's the top of the server, but not by much. It seems generally lagging behind otherwise. You know, Weaver's outdoing Juggernaut. Even Sand King is actually outdoing the Juggernaut here right now. Dry Ranger kind of handily over the Viper here.
This is a pretty deadly Sand King. I don't think I gave him enough credit in the last game for prolonging that fight.
Up over over 10 last hits over the Viper, denies over the Viper.
Drow taking a lot of punishment in here.
The Abyssal Underlord also taking quite a bit of punishment. A little late on the bugs, I must say. They're rotating to save him here. I don't know if it's necessarily
She's
going
a
to...
Nova.
Oh, it is!
Oh yeah, he's broken for that.
Yep. Here comes Gotham, though.
He's not level 6 yet, but we'll be able to pick up the SB, it looks like.
Maybe? He's
Oh, ring
running
around the
around.
rosy.
Doesn't make it out.
There you go. Odd little skirmish there.
Yep. On one hand, it's definitely not ideal that they dropped Luke's for that, considering he's at the top of the net worth charts right now, but they did at least, they got more kills for that, I think. Yeah, gold barely, but it favors him, and the XP as well. That got Gotham to 6, which is really the most important thing right now. That definitely should have been Black Hole, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Probably was just assuming there's somebody behind him. Spearbreaker barreling right for the Juggernaut. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's so slow.
Alright. Let's have Omni.
Yep, just drops it right on the Spearbreaker. Just has to charge right into the wave.
Oh,
Just dies.
unfortunate. 2 Omnis, 2 kills, not bad.
He charged all that way.
Yeah, that's very sad.
It took so long. That is as sad as it gets.
Tragic.
I'll take that.
Everybody kind of going on Weaver here. He's in a
Yep.
loaded hurt, but they still don't want to drop the hole on him.
Yep.
Why? US Danny shows up. Midnight Pulse taking out the entire tree line.
Oh,
Gotham
boy.
just has to black hole to stop the
Yep.
CM ult, but it's just too little too late.
Underlord made it out. That's the good news.
Yep.
We'll lose the supports,
Hero.
but
Likely also gonna make it out. Trying to assassinate Weaver on the
like
back
it.
line.
Oh, boy.
Pitlord is back. But again, they just can't get Weaver. Still going for it, but we're just gonna have to get the consolation prize of bonus instead.
settle for the CM here.
Not worthwhile. I think they really needed to drop the black hole in a better spot there. Well, Viper was invisible, all right.
Yeah. It wasn't invisible to the right people though.
Dire's top tower is under
He now has the world's most transparent grave, and I think that's just speaking of the grave. I think that's really the grave and his effort at the mid
Radiant's
lane.
bottom tower is under attack.
He could just call that from like a equal trade favoring Drow to a small degree to just an outright loss with that.
Is under attack.
Spearbreaker denies the
Dire's top
tower.
has been denied.
Just barely too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
People are pretty hungry.
Radiant's
Maybe they
bottom
think
tower
they're
has
gonna
fallen.
find Weaver here? I don't know.
Potentially.
Gotham just gonna push the creeps as far back as possible.
Yep.
Sand King just still making himself a presence there at bot. Though the sheer existence of Pitlord is enough to just drive him away. A problem
Yep.
that I would be surprised if it subsided through this game. Gotham kind of stuck around here maybe a little too long.
It happens.
To the frozen waste.
This KDA is starting to turn against him a little bit. There's some guys that you can afford to spill a few times with, but I think I ain't exactly one of them. And if you know, it is good on Dire. The second they see him out of position, they just completely drop
Yep.
the hammer on him. I think there's a lot of incumbents on him to turn that around, though, at this point.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pit Lord charging right for an Atos, which is definitely not a bad pickup here.
I think all Enigma basically needs is a blink. It's pretty much his only required item.
Dire's bottom tower.
Blink is all well and good, but one thing you definitely need is levels, and he also doesn't have that blink
Yep.
yet. You need those levels really desperately. That level 1 black hole, that is, you know, 200 seconds of pain when that thing's not up. You're not one of those guys who can be like level 12 through the whole game.
Yep. Oh,
Completely eviscerate Sand King here.
Jug's a little scary.
Right.
3 Omnis, 3 kills.
Hmm.
He knows how to maximize that spell usage.
Drow's charging right for Manta style. It's going to make her personally fairly hard to Manta, at least, until Jug gets that he's getting a Manta himself. He's not actually getting Battle Fury, so he's going to have a hard time Mantaing Drow in particular. Spear Breaker charges right through the Macropyre, and it ends predictably.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
NWA,
Oh,
just
geez.
once again, just playing Demolition Derby here. Trying to get as many towers down as possible here in the early.
Dire's top tower. is
Sand
under
King
attack.
got a little ahead of himself here, but luckily they assumed that he was going to keep charging in for some reason. And as a
Right.
result, he was able to get
Dire's
out.
top tower is under attack.
Got smoke here. Still looking for Luke's. They're going to find him too. He is, as they say, screwed. Deadest man in history.
Yep.
That's not
Unfortunate.
ideal. This isn't ideal
Oh
either.
my god.
Viper just casually getting knocked out there. Pit Lord
That ulti
draws
is actually
a
really well placed.
yeah. Pit Lord draws a massive spiral out of frustration. And now, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as maybe Shlark is just going to knock this tower right down in response.
Radiant's middle
Yep.
tower is under
Gotham,
attack.
uh-oh, man.
Radiant
Gotham,
structures are fortified.
It's in a bit of a bad spot here. Goes down one
Happens.
more time. Oh, barely missing that ice path. A
Radiant's
lot of
middle
Greek
tower
tragedies
has fallen.
happening for the NWA in this.
Yep.
And a lot of just barely missed things, a lot of just barely missed opportunities. Maybe the delay game in the last round actually did have that long-term effect that they were looking for here. They're playing like they're frustrated, I can tell you that much.
Yep.
Pit Lord is drawing like he's frustrated. So maybe they were trolling more than just us by doing that delay game.
Right.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Double damage down a bot. Drow Ranger gets it. It's gonna give her either a kill or a inordinate amount of farm, depending on how the next few minutes go. Radiant pulls in to respond to the push up at top.
Yep.
Notably, Weaver does not at this point really have all that much to say for damage. He does have a Yasha. A little nice.
Yeah, certainly the Drow is going to be taking the...
Juggernaut just casually going down. Two-man black hole, but the relevant guy isn't here, and the Macropyre.
Dire's bottom
The
tower
Macropyre. It was
Radiant structures
Oh, dear.
are fortified.
that didn't go well.
Dire's bottom
That
tower
was a,
is under attack.
What's the nicest way to say a severe miscommunication?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A tragedy. There we go. That was a tragedy.
Dire's
Speaking of
bottom
tragedies,
tower is under attack.
yeah, he's silent, so he's good as dead now.
Yep.
Turns around at the last second. Spearbreaker's actually, yeah, definitely dead for this.
Yeah, he's dead.
Drow actually is going to take about half her HP just standing in the crap. Ugh, man. That boy howdy. That last series of events is something that everybody on Nagaz is going to be talking about with their therapist till the day they croak.
Huh.
Jeez, that was as they say in Oklahoma, that was bowling shoe ugly. Oof.
Haste.
I don't think it's a insurmountable issue there, but that can't ever happen again in this game, basically.
Yep.
One thing in particular that I think is already starting to have a bit of a noticeable effect here is you never see Luke's and Gotham at the same place at the same time. You know, you can make a very good argument it might be secretly the same person. I think traveling so distantly from each other is not doing either one of them favors. So I think they're at their best when they're right next to each other. You know, not only do they have amazing synchronization between the black hole and these two skills, but worst comes to worst, Pitlord can always pull Enigma out. Of course, that doesn't really matter right now when black hole's not up, but you know when it is. That's man, it's the worst day in Gotham's life.
Very sad.
Pitlord just going to get creamed completely. Gets down a really good pit in the middle of this here, though. Actually, gets Crystal Main, nearly gets Spearbreaker as well. Oh, he actually is. Oh, yeah, he's just gonna die from the fake grenade.
Wow, it's the first fake grenade kill I've ever seen.
Then Jakiro randomly dies to give Drow the Ultra.
Oh boy.
Their pause 1 was not even present in that fight, and that still went about that well for them.
Radiant's middle tower is
They're just
under
gonna
attack.
beat up the T2 here.
Radiant
Very early
structures are
glyph.
fortified.
Showing his
enough.
presence in game 2 is US Danny.
Yep. It's a very night and day difference here compared to Conquer from the last game. Spearbreaker got that drum. Gonna give him a little music.
Illusion.
Very interesting scenario for the Radiant here. The question I ask at a point like this is usually, what does the Radiant do to turn the nose up on this? But the answer is a little too obvious this time, isn't it? There's one thing the Radiant can do. Well, I mean, there's two things. There's get the really good black hole and not have Gotham die every time he pokes his head out.
Right.
Both of those things would be very good. By the way, Juggernaut has a funny weed number as his KDA. They're looking
Yeah,
for
it
it,
does.
dude. They are absolutely starving. Enigma's got
They don't
that.
blink on everyone.
It's true. It's got that black hole ready though. Either way,
They're
with
gonna-
the smoke up.
Kind of skirt where the dire are, unfortunately.
Weaver is there. Not only is Weaver there, unfortunately for him, there's a sentry right there as well. Everybody's just pouring for him.
Oh
I
boy.
think the Spidey senses
He
on him,
gets the
maybe.
Scoochie out.
I'll scan.
Oh!
And he's gone.
Instantly, yeah.
Without a silence,
Radiant's middle
They're really
tower
not
is
gonna get
under
him.
attack.
Yep.
funnily enough, Boofus kind of wandered in here, and if they'd
Radiant's
actually
bottom
realized
tower is
that, I
under
think they
attack.
could have fairly easily gotten a kill on him, but this little party is over now. Very notable, Weaver has not died in this game so far.
True.
Enigma
Oh,
has,
got
and nope, Spearbreaker actually not gonna finish the job here for once.
Invisibility.
Yeah, they had Pit Lord and Jakiro there. Would have been a little risky.
Here comes the Drow Ranger. Walking right around the outpost. Kira sees the Weaver, ice past him, and doesn't go well.
Oh.
Sand King, did you forget to do something, man? Sand King blinks in like he's ulted. He hasn't actually done it yet. Takes 3 attempts to actually come in. Finally gets it off, but hits nobody with it. Juggernaut just spinning in the middle of everybody here. He's doing about 1 trillion damage.
Oh
But
man.
wasn't able to stand up to what Drow was doing. Unfortunately for him,
Good week for Drow Ranger.
he sure is. Jeez, that was tough. That was real tough. Especially they dropped Black Hole for that. At least they got Blink on Enigma now, but they dropped Black Hole for that and got as close to nothing as you're legally allowed to have.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Stanny tips his boss 4 for some reason. Just completely demolishing the tower here.
Yeah.
Drow's got an E-Blade, what? Alright.
Yeah, dude.
CM
Does
just...
give a lot of energy.
Yep. Yeah, there you go, that's Spearbreak just being unable to really deal with Pit Lord at all.
Oh. Oh
Does
no,
get
Drow.
the kill on him, but...
Oh, she's okay. Lived with about 100 HP there.
This is starting to look like more and more of an oppressive game for the Radiant. Just not easy for them to get out.
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
think,
attack.
funnily enough, there's a very similar issue here with the Radiant that we had with the second game of the Panic and GG series, and that everything in the world is centered around Gotham's Black Hole, but so far he hasn't really... It's not to say he hasn't just not had one good black hole. He hasn't had, like, one black hole on anybody so far, more or
For
less.
opportunity. I mean, the 1-on-2 was okay. It was just the miscommunication of the other skills that made it not work out.
Right.
The opportunity is not there, because I think Dire's playing really well around it.
They got good heroes around it as well. You know, Weaver is not an easy guy to get in a black hole, just from the nature of that hero. Sand King, not an easy guy to get in a black hole, nature of the hero.
Yep.
Spirit Breaker, I mean, you can put him in there, but pause 4, right? Like,
I'll take that.
Spirit Breaker does not like what he sees here, just immediately charging out. Got Lotus Orbs on both sides. One on Sand King and one on the Underlord here.
Yep.
I will say, I feel like, once again, the one on Sand King, I think, does work to some degree on him, because that's going to be good for Viper Strike, it's going to be good for Omni Slash, going to be good for the Enigma Q. Has a few
Radiant's
things
top
it can
tower
purge.
is under
I
attack.
don't know so much about it on the Underlord. You know, it's, you can get the funny reflect on the Spirit Breaker charge, you can get the funny reflect on the Sand King charge, and you can purge the silence, which is all well and good, but
Roshan has
on only
fallen.
one person, I don't know. I feel like just straight tank would have been better here.
Oh,
This
Jug.
is, no, actually,
okay.
they're overly worried about what's behind them.
Yep.
They just pull the brakes. Certainly would have died if they went in there, and I don't think they would have lost anything for it. That's just what's gonna happen sometimes. Get that little bit of
Yep, so whereas
hesitation.
we see everything, they
Right.
see fog.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Once again, Drow Ranger just annihilating these towers like she has the leveler or something.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower has
Oh,
fallen.
Pit Lord is just
Oh, yeah.
completely done here.
Oh my
This could be
god.
big. Enigma's looking for it. He's looking for
Yeah,
it, but they're not giving it to him. He's all alone. He's out there. He's dead.
You got used by
Died.
the Sand King.
Yep. He died without getting hull out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now
They're
the
playing
Dire,
really well around the black hole.
now the Dire have a perfect ability to just knock down this tower without worrying about anything.
They just stood close enough so that they could do something about him, and just far enough so that getting a good black hole would be really frustrating.
Right. In fact, they baited him out to a large degree. They came together for just long enough so that he would just try to go for it, but they didn't
Yep.
actually stay close enough together for him to drop it. Drow's got a satanic. This is starting
can
to
tell
slip
they're-
away.
You can tell they're acutely aware.
Oh man, not a quickening charm on Weaver. Oh, that sucks to see.
Nice.
He doesn't want it though. Got rid of that
Yeah.
shit instantly.
I'll take your tribute.
Which is I don't know if I agree with keeping the essence ring on over quickening charm. Quickening charm is absolutely disgusting on Weaver.
Mine at last.
Did he hand it off to somebody at least? No, it's actually just yeah, just put that right back into spawn. Very interesting. Oh, goodbye, Gotham.
No,
Died
charged
again.
up.
Died again with that that black hole still unused.
Radiant's middle
It's getting
tower is under
very
attack.
unfortunate. He's 1 in 10 at this point, and again,
Radiant's
not an
structures
ideal
are
scenario to be for
fortified.
Enigma. Not what you want when you need levels this bad. Got a glyph out here, but it really is to just no avail whatsoever.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Trout Ranger able to just beat up the racks from more or less complete safety. Feels a little hesitant about being around here. It's a very unfortunate scenario for the Dire to be in.
Yeah.
You know, whenever Drow pops up anywhere, right, she just is able to knock out like a quarter of whatever she's looking at.
Right.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The, oh, this Pit Lord might be in a bit of trouble here? No, he's gonna be fine. The Spear Breaker's
that's fast.
completely... Oh, here comes
Oh
a
my
huge
God.
black hole! Drow is a ghost in the middle of it, takes 1 trillion damage! Dies to the Pit Lord. Viper just coming here playing cleanup
Nice
crew.
fast too. That's what they were looking for.
Everybody's dying.
Dire's top tower is under
Weaver gets
attack.
away, which is a major shame, but even with his survival, that's still huge. That's a very, very big black hole. Finally, what they were looking for.
Oh yeah,
See how
and a
much they made
3-man
off of
ice
that.
path afterwards too.
Holy crap! That's a lot of money, baby. It's a lot of money. Not the most ideal guy for all of it to fall on, basically, but still, never gonna say no to that kind of cash. He's bringing in a Crimson Guard, entire Crimson Guard, basically, from that fight. Which is gonna help nerf Weaver to quite a heavy degree.
Dire's structures are
Yep.
fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Courier got killed by the tower. Sad.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Weaver just, no, Viper actually just casually catching this outpost in the background.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower. is
Actually,
under
haven't
attack.
got the T1 down here at bot.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That's one notable thing about the Radiant lineup here is that, uh-oh, this could be
Oh,
real
boy.
bad. Sand King in fairly deep. Doesn't really matter though. He has the ability to just not die so effectively here. Juggernaut just melting. Enigma just melting. Everybody's dying, man. Only
Unfortunate.
Viper remains.
That's a lot of damage.
Lost about half of what they made right back to the Dire. And unfortunately for them, unlike the Radiant, who got all the money from the last few fights on their pause 3, they got all their money on the pause 1 and 2 after that.
Yep.
Which means they're going to be able to just kind of casually do whatever they want for the next few minutes. Fiber got his Hurricane Arbor Pike. That's pretty good at least. Very unfortunate. He had to rush a lot of defensive items, which meant he's not really, like, he's already pretty much just scaled out. Pretty much what you're looking at is just Viper Strike and the break off another Toxin at this point.
Yeah.
Sand King just bullying him. Gotham is just getting hosed here.
Yeah, he got procced.
Gets absolutely annihilated. They chase him all the way out to spawn.
Buyback.
Drow Ranger using the Satanic Great
Oh,
Effect.
boy.
Oh, the huge black hole. Here comes an Omni Slash. And not only do they pick up Weaver this time, the money goes right into Juggernaut's pocket.
Yep.
Drow also going down in the fight.
Good buyback black hole.
Yep. Gotham made his money back up from that as well. Going right down mid. They're not gonna take any chances here. They want to at least force the buybacks.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with this strategy here. Pipe coming in for Underlord fairly soon.
Yep.
It's also going to do a lot for him. It's going to be able to nullify the Sand King ult.
Take the Sir.
Yep. Inconveniently timed lift, but it's not nearly as bad for the Radiant as it is for the Dire.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You got a lot of options to deal with it.
Dire's
They
middle
still
Now
actually
the
got
tables
time
have
here.
turned.
Drow did not actually buy back.
barracks are under attack.
They let this set of racks go.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
They're not done here, dude. They're
Going for tier
they're
4s.
going for it. Splitting up the damage here as well. Pipe is in.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Underlord
They're
calling retreat.
they're done.
Dire's ancient
Got what they wanted. All the T4s.
Oh yeah. Man. Table sure turned on that one quick.
Yeah, sure did. The big black hole they were looking for all game finally happened. Finally came out. Needed a buyback, which isn't ideal. It's gonna hurt them strategically for a while, not being able to reliably buy back on Enigma. But man, what a boon they got for it. It's pretty close to BKB as well, actually, which is gonna help them a decent amount. Still gonna be vulnerable to Spirit Break-In, but you know.
double
Dire coming right back. They are not happy with this. And now we wait.
Yep,
There has been more waiting in this series than there has in the rest of this tournament combined, I feel like.
for sure.
What is going on here? Somebody is like some cyber warfare going on. Somebody's like
We set up the server in Australia.
yeah. Somebody dropped a bomb on the Dota servers. Or on these guys' PCs, who knows? Before the game, Jug got Happy 99. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Got melting screen.
I'll take your illusion.
Dire just gonna go do Roche. Just gonna eat him in seconds flat, actually.
Oh yeah.
Even if Radiant knew this was happening. Absolutely nothing to do about this.
Yep.
Radiant are scanning.
They do get the
Oh, they
scan
do
off,
know
but
it's
too
there.
little too late.
Roshan has fallen.
Drow gets the Aegis, and she gets the shard as well. That
Yep.
is a nasty shard, so that it's probably I'm gonna change a lot here.
Right here.
Yeah, they're smoking in.
Oh no.
They're all here. Black hole.
Oh
3,
my god.
4. CM walks into it. Drow takes a long time to respond for some reason. She's just melting. She's done.
Radiant bottom
CM
under
absolutely annihilated.
Oh, the turnaround, Gotham.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's only one downside. Everybody on Dire has buyback, basically. So
Last 3
sinking.
holes have been so massive.
Yeah, no doubt.
All is grist for the mill.
Radiant's bottom barracks
Yeah,
are
they
under
pretty
attack.
much have to buy back. They just lose if they don't.
Right.
Dire's
But-
ancient is under attack.
Still gonna push here.
Spear
Force the
breaker
draw
getting
buyback.
caught.
And then TP out. Alright. Very good, actually. They just completely baited that draw buyback.
Yep. That's that drow buyback is our metaphorical doomsday clock. This is unless this goes astoundingly well, this is Drow's last life.
Yep.
So they gotta make it or break it. She dies one more time, I think you could call this where it is. This is crazy, especially compared to how the last game went. Crazy back and forth going on here. Dire once again, just not wanting to take this line down. They're actually coming back already.
I'll take that.
They actually have
Sure.
quite a lot of space here, but they're saying no. We end this now. Looking to go back to what was working for them earlier by just trying to poke buildings.
Yep.
Sand King taking out Underlord here.
boy.
Underlord is
Drop
screwed.
the Epi on him.
Gets absolutely wiped out the face of the earth. Flies back.
Yep.
Casually losing the range racks here.
Ooh, good blink.
Sand King. Bit of a fix. Where's the glyph, guys? Where's the glyph, guys?
Actually,
All right.
blink dodge grow there.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
But I guess they don't care that much. I mean, it's just equalizing the lane.
Yeah.
Like, losing Rex isn't that much of a disaster when you already don't have, you know, already have their Rex in that lane.
Right. Still not what you want to have happen. Especially when they're just running the strategy, just trying to hit and run on your buildings. Smoking out once more time. Black hole just came up.
Have a hole. Yep.
Literally just now. See him,
Kind of skirt around her to avoid breaking the smoke. Good.
right. But they just can't
Well.
find anybody on the other side, so a spear breaker charges into the pit.
Yep.
Nothing comes of
Radiant's
this.
bottom
Dire
barracks
just
are under
scatters.
attack.
Right.
Not looking for a proper fight at this point. I think Dire might be just trying to wait around for another Aegis. To be honest with you, I don't think Aegis is the solution here. I think it's just trying to farm out. They definitely had the late.
Right.
You know, 10 more minutes, this Radiant lineup isn't going to mean much at all, unless the black hole is literally going out.
Yep.
And as it stands, Juggernaut has not been able to do crazy amounts of damage here. They've just got too many solutions to him. And having to drop a slot for Dust as well is definitely not doing him any favors. Dire's coming back. Spearbreaker actually alone down here, but nobody knows it.
Yep.
And actually not terribly much vision anywhere on the map right now. Spearbreaker just casually dead.
Just
He's gonna be dead forever.
beats him down. Yeah.
That was his dieback. Radiant's saying we gotta take this advantage. Hard to blame them, they got 96 seconds with no Spearbreaker in it. No possibility for Aegis.
Yep.
Means they ultimately have the upside. They also have the black hole here.
Certainly, yeah.
Really, I think the strat, if it's me, right? I think the strat here is just straight up, just push right up mid. Just force them to take a fight in their base.
Yep.
Ping and Roche. No, Roche is
Yeah,
going to be there,
slow.
guys. They still got 2 minutes where you could even possibly spawn.
Yep.
The strat here for me, if I'm calling the shots here, just go straight in. Force them to take a fight
Oh,
in their
boy.
base. found Drow. Drow wants nothing to do with the Pit Lord.
I don't blame her.
Immediately pulls out the second she sees that. Both sides are just messing with the equilibrium. Radiant has to go back home now because the racks are under attack.
Yep.
Yeah, going for picks at this point is not the strat. You're just not going to get them. They have too much ability to just walk away. As we just saw there. Not only do they have too much ability to just walk away, they can do a lot in the space that you give to them when you're trying to go for one specific person. This is definitely bait a fight, or you're done here sort of territory for them. Joe got a more or less a full Mjolnir at the time though.
Yep.
That is a good start. Spearbreaker back up. So they basically did not get anything out of forcing the die back on him. Got another 5-man smoke here.
Yep, sure do. Sinking. Relatively near here.
Breaks the smoke. Viper panics. He doesn't know what broke the smoke on him, I don't think.
Nope. Getting a little freaked out there.
Scan their own triangle. They're really worried, dude. He was just sanking, wandering around, but they think it's the end of the world. And once again, they really just kind of gave Dire a free hand to do whatever they wanted for like 2 or 3 consecutive minutes. This strategy is really not panning out for them. This is not giving them results. This is not what they need to be doing.
Relentless.
Relentless. Dire, who are just definitely at this point just waiting for the Roche to respawn. They're going to have to wait basically as long as they possibly can. Spearbreaker picks up a Pipe of Insight. It's actually going to be pretty big for them. You know, having the ability to just knock out, 10% of the damage, more or less, that they're going to be facing in a lot of these black holes is pretty big. They don't have much to deal with the Fizz side of it. They don't have much to deal with the Omni Slash with them, but it doesn't matter so much because he did not get Battle Fury. He's not gonna lie, a little bit of an odd choice to me, not getting a Battle Fury with an Enigma Black Hole on your team. I don't know, I think as much as I hate to say this, I think every second that goes by is just a % chance less for Nagaz to win this game. Every second they're not getting something done. Just 1 second less.
Yep. Just
Joe
waiting for that big fight.
But yeah.
Smoking up
Viper
again.
and Spearbreaker. Once again, Viper. You can definitely tell Viper has lost all of his confidence. He just backs away, starts running for the hills the second he sees anybody.
Top tower is under attack.
That barely hit Sand King, yeah. But he's just gone. So once again, nothing comes out of this. And once again, that ultimately means any time of the Radiance wasted is a benefit to the Dire.
Yep.
Sorry, it definitely would have been good to have the glyph down for these racks here. Because if these racks were still up, that would at least be one less thing that the Radiant would have to worry about whenever they were out doing something. And it's definitely been enough time where the glyph would have been back by now. Sand King got his strength blink. Weaver got his satanic in this time, for God's sake.
Yep.
So here's what he's gonna do, right? In the next fight, he's going to go down to like no health, Get it all back with Satanic, and then Fat Finger Azara go back to 2 HP.
Yeah, that's good. Definitely a good one. Oh,
Been a lull here.
there, just skirting around these fights pretty well.
We're in Roche. Roche is back. He's dead instantly.
Yeah. I don't know.
No vision here.
Summon has fallen to the
Fear Breaker and Hero. Or Fear Breaker and Sand King, rather, but. What?
Alright, they're both dead. Oh, Drow! Instantly Aegis popped.
Yep. This Crystal Maiden going down. Drow actually pretty low,
He's taking a lot of damage. Yeah.
but Juggernaut ends up going down for it. Drow's life was so long, she actually has buyback again. And she has cheese too.
Yep. Mhm.
That's a major. That is as bad as it could possibly be for Nagaz. The fact that Drow was able to stay alive long enough that the one life was the entire buyback timer. That might be genuinely it for them. I guess it depends on how this goes.
Shall see.
Weaver having to pop BKB here. CM just froze herself.
Yep.
Doesn't matter though. Once again, just going home.
Yep.
Sand King ults absolutely nothing as a result.
That's very sad.
It is good that they're able to, you know, when they're in a situation where they do not want to be in that base, right? They are good at actually just getting the hell out of there. The only problem is this is just not the ideal thing to have happening, you know?
I'll take that.
I'll take your tribute.
What Radiant wants is to get rid of people with no buyback up, basically. What Radiant wants is to cause diebacks. What Radiant wants is to force buybacks. What Radiant wants is to disrupt as much as possible in the shortest amount of time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Courier's about to
Radiant's
die, yep.
courier has been killed.
And that was Shiva's guard on that thing. Weaver just got his Aya Scotty. Why is there a bullwhip just...
Hidden back there. That said.
Who's this at? Let's find out. That's Dyer's bullwhip just laying down.
Well, at least that item's not really that good.
Right.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Another courier assassination.
Oops.
You want to hear a great tip, Randy?
Yeah, give me a tip.
When you're in a situation like this, you send it to their secret shop.
That's true.
Very rarely are they going to be hanging out around there. You might be in your jungle, but it's a lot easier to juke your courier around in the jungle rather than in the triangle.
Yeah.
Viper's solo smokes. All the lanes are basically in at this point for the Dire. Like all their creeps are right at the towers. See him buying up some smoke.
People playing
Enigma.
scared because next fight probably the last.
Yep.
No matter who wins.
Dire doesn't want to take it. They're running for the hills.
It's a very daunting feeling when you know the next fight is less.
You know, it is, you know, it's not like the Dire loses anything by running to the hills at this point. You know, I mentioned 10 years ago, I mentioned 10 minutes ago, and 10 minutes from now, this Radiant team isn't going to mean much with the black hole not up. And right now, it's at that point, you know, they really are not going to be able to do anything without black hole.
Yeah.
Weaver and Drow, such a big gold lead. Over Jug even, let alone the rest of the team.
A golden thread.
In particular, Viper, their former Pause 2 has fallen so far behind that he has pretty much the same items now as when I called that he bought the Hurricane Pike, like, what, 20 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, part of that is the supply lines getting cut off, you know, unable to go to the secret shop, but... Making a giant army of Enigmites here.
Certainly are.
They
Got
are,
that trait probably.
Nothing else, yep. Nothing else, they are very easily able to push back at least one lane at a time.
Yep.
Like the Savage Juggernauts quick buy. Enigma's Courier just hanging out over here.
Yep. Oh, it's gonna get into that secret shop. Yeah. Good courier stealth right there. Refresher, huh?
Yep. There it is, full refresher. The only question, he does not have buyback. That could be a problem for him. Sand King just made about $1 billion. Notably, once again, the Dire have almost waited out their buyback timers here. It's 2 minutes left for Drow. Just gold left for, well, a minute and gold left for Spearbreaker and DCM. I think at this point it's safe to say officially, the Dire have just gotten to the point where the Radiant have just done exactly what they wanted them to do.
Yep.
The one way that Dire was going to win this game basically is if Radiant just turtled up, and they have.
Right.
It just gave them all the time the world they needed. It gave them time to build a massive gold lead. It gave them time to get Aegis, get multiple Ags and Shards off of Roche. Gave them time to let buybacks recharge. And is now to the point where basically nothing the Dire is going to do is going to give them any consequences. And to that end, I think you can say,
Radiant's bottom
barring
barracks are
a
under attack.
massive disaster on the part of the Dire, I think this is officially kind of out of the Radiance.
Revolves around black hole.
Thing is, even if they get the perfect black hole off, it's 5 buybacks coming out. So they just need to. They have to get 2 in a row. It's true. But can you get 2 perfect black holes off in a row?
Shall see.
Chasing bonus around through the jungle here.
Yep. Certainly bully the CM a little bit.
Bully CM successfully. Just melts.
Yep.
I am the Juggernaut. My job is to bash the Drow illusions.
Yeah.
It's like
Gotham.
Radiant actually thinking about trying to do the next rush here. Unfortunately, they're going to be waiting. Feels like every time Roche has died this series, he's had either like the longest possible spawn timer or not far from it.
Yep, certainly unlucky.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Creeps always just showing up to this Rax here, it feels like.
Yep.
Pressure shard dropped here.
There's a refresher shard somewhere. That's all you need to know.
Probably at spawn. Yeah.
Yep.
We can get that great of use out of refresher shard, so no great surprise. Kind of lingering there for now. Maybe Sand King.
Major sinking, yeah.
But then what would he put away to take it? It's a hard question.
We're getting tier 5 jungle items. You love to see that.
Yep.
It's always a rare treat.
You have that Arcanist's armor. Which I don't believe I... It's so rare to see a game go to T5 jungle items. I don't think I've seen Arcanist armor pop up since it's been added.
I don't think I have either.
Certainly looks interesting. Good pos 3 jungle item there. I am the Juggernaut. I will now cut Roche into pieces. This
Stand
is
out.
my last
They know.
my last resort. Sand King, just going straight in, all in on Underlord here.
Oh!
But the black hole comes in, it gets 4. Weaver
Oh,
has
my
to
lord.
instantly R out. It's a very good start there, very good start.
Nothing like a little cooldown.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
That seems like, oh, okay, it's his
Yeah, it's
shard.
Bottom barracks
Shard,
are
yeah.
under
Couldn't
attack.
remember if it was shard or if it was trait, but that shard is real nasty on Enigma, man.
Oh yeah.
He's got another one.
Radiant's bottom
He
barracks
already
are
queued
under
it up.
attack. Radiant's bottom
He already queued it up, even though they got the refresher shard off the Roche there.
Oh, Omni!
Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh no, this is
Oh
it.
my
It's
God.
over. Here it is, black hole number 3.
Oh my
Buys
lord,
so much
Gotham,
time.
my man.
Radiant victory.
Holy crap.
Alright.
Wow. That was, jeez. That was some crazy black holes. That was absolutely the most ideal possible set of 3 black holes. I mean, legitimately, if it wasn't those 2 black holes, they wouldn't have won that. If they didn't
Yep.
get into the position where they got those 2 black holes out, they absolutely wouldn't have won that. Oh my gosh.
You rescind.
Once again, showing a bit of weakness even in the victory there. I do think that the particular notes, I think there was overly much hesitation on the early game black holes. Because, you know, let's just be frank, level 1 black hole, you're not going to get a lot of kills with it. Very rarely you're going to have a scenario where you're going to get 5 with it, right? So it's fine to just drop a black hole on, like, Weaver if you see him or something. I promise you it's going to be okay, you know? You had that issue. You had the issue where I think they had a crisis of confidence at around that 40-minute mark. Where they, even though at many points they actually had the advantage, they just did not want to press it out. They actually didn't want to go out and try to force a fight, even when it was absolutely to their benefit to do so.
Yeah.
I think that's, you know, perhaps to a degree, maybe an underestimation of Enigma, an overestimation of the enemy team, just general fear. at play here. But either way, those were mistakes, and those mistakes very, very nearly cost them. You know, they just kept up the turtling strategy and just waited for Baby Shlark to come in to try and get the counterattack on them. It just really wouldn't have done anything for them. But luckily, like I said, you got the perfect black holes at the end there, and that ended up turning it around for them.
Alright, undefeated Nagaz.
Yep. So, a couple of other things I will add to this as well. I do think one thing that Baby Shlark kind of did that was not to their credit. Early on, they were doing a really good job of just hanging back and just chipping away at towers without putting themselves in the actual line of fire, right? They were doing really good playing Destruction Crew, but eventually they just kind of let that card fall out of their playbook. Once they got the mid-racks, they never tried that ever again. And
Yeah.
I do not think that was to their benefit. They certainly could have, at various points, just kind of casually come in and got the bot T3, not the bot T3, the bot rack, the bot melee rack. I think they could have got the top T3 as well. There's a few times where it was just completely unoccupied.
Right.
I think they were worrying about like a solo black hole on Drow Ranger, for example, but I don't know if that would have happened to begin with. So, you know, it's two sort of crisis of confidence issues there. Also, I don't know where all our money went. But yeah, what a crazy game. I mean, at least it was a crazy first 30 minutes and a crazy last 10 minutes. So, you know, there
Yeah.
was that. Which, hey, is majority interesting. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's it. So, any closing comments here?
Good game, good holes.
Good game?
I'm a
No, Ray?
Gotham fan.
Well, if you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg. It's too late to join this season, as you might have figured out, but you can always be a stand-in, you can always talk to the people there, so on and so forth. I'm Ocelot, this is Ocelot, say goodbye, Ocelot,
Oh yeah, goodbye.
and we'll see you next time.